Okay, so I'm on my iMaths exercise called Factorising Linear. It's just taking some algebraic expressions and factorising them into something times a bracket. I'm just going to go onto my whiteboard now to do all of these, and then we'll mark them at the end. So the first one was 35a plus 10. So we want to write that as some quantity times something in brackets. So we need to think of the biggest thing that both 35a and 10 can both be divided by. Now that happens to be 5. You can divide 35 by 5 and 10 by 5. If you think back to MYP2, we talked about highest common factors of numbers, and we did factor trees and Venn diagrams to figure them out. So you can look back on that if you wish. But as it stands, I'm just going to do these by kind of spotting the highest common factor, just working things out in my head. Okay, so the highest common factor is 5. That's the biggest thing you can divide 35 and 10 by. And then I'm asking myself the question, 5 times what inside the brackets will give me the 35a? So 5 times 7 will give me 35. 5 times 7a will give me 35a. Then I want to ask the question, 5 times what inside the brackets will give me the 10? So the answer is 2. 5 times 2 will give me the 10, and the factorisation is that 35a plus 10 is equal to 5 brackets 7a plus 2. So I'll just type that in on my iMaths as I talk, 7a plus 2, and then we move on to the next one. So the next one says 21b minus 9. Now whenever we see a minus, we need to remember that it belongs to the thing that follows. So that minus is nothing to do with the 21b that goes before. It belongs completely with the 9. And I'm asking myself the question, what can I divide both of those things by? Well, 9 can be divided by 9, but you can't divide 21 by 9. 9 can be divided by 3, so can 21. So the biggest thing that they can both be divided by is 3. So 3 is the number I take outside the brackets, and then I say 3 times what inside the brackets will give me 21b. Well, 3 times 7 will give me the 21, and then 3 times 7b will give me the 21b. Then I need to ask myself the question, 3 times what inside the brackets will give me the minus 9? Well, 3 times 3 will give me 9, so 3 times minus 3 will give me minus 9. So the factorisation is 3 outside the brackets and 7b, just typing it into iMaths now, 7b minus 3 inside the brackets. And we go on to the next one. Next one says 30 minus 5c. So the biggest thing that I can divide 30 and also 5 by is 5. So that goes outside the brackets. And then I say 5 times what inside the brackets will give me the 30. Answer 6. And then 5 times what inside the brackets will give me the, just remember that's a minus 5c, will give me the minus 5c. Okay, well 5 times c would give me 5c. So 5 times minus c will give me the minus 5c. So the factorisation is 5 brackets 6 minus c. So I'm just putting that on iMaths now, 5 brackets 6 minus c, and we go on to the next one. The next one says 7a plus 21b. Now the biggest thing I can divide 7 and also 21 by is 7, so I can take 7 outside the brackets and then say what inside the brackets do I need to multiply 7 by in order to get 7a. So the answer is just an a, and then plus what inside the brackets do I need to multiply the 7 by in order to get 21b? So 7 times 3 will give me the 21. 7 times 3b will give me the 21b. So the factorization is 7 brackets a plus 3b. Just putting that in on the iMaths now. A plus 3b. And we move on to the next one. Well, it starts to get a bit tasty now because the next one has 3 terms in it. Ooh, excitement. 3p plus 6q plus 15r. So I'm asking myself the question, what is the biggest thing that I can divide 3 and also 6 and also 15 by? So in fact they can all be divided by 3, so I can take 3 outside the brackets and say that this is equal to 3 times something that I'm going to figure out inside the brackets. So 3 times what will give me the 3p, answer p. 3 times what will give me the 6q. Well, 3 times 2 will give me the 6. So 3 times 2q will give me the 6q. And then finally I'm asking 3 times what inside the brackets will give me the 15r. Well, 3 times 5 will give me the 15. So 3 times 5r will give me the 15r. So the factorization is 3 brackets, which I'm just typing into iMaths as I speak, p plus 2q plus 5r. Okay, on to the next one. Next one says 55a minus 33b minus 11c. Well, you might spot straight away that there's lots of multiples of 11 there. So 11 is the thing that goes into all of those going outside the brackets. So 55 times what will, 11 times what will give me 55a. 11 times 5 will give me the 55. 11 times 5a will give me the 55a. Next question, 11 times what inside the brackets will give me the minus 33b. So remember that is a minus 33b. That minus belongs to the thing that follows it. Okay, so 11 times 3 would give me 33. 11 times minus 3 would give me minus 33. And 11 times 3b would give us minus 33b. On to the next one. 11 times what will give me minus 11c. Okay, so 11 times c will give me 11c. So 11 times minus c will give me minus 11c. So the factorization is, and again trying to type into iMaths as I speak to you, 11 times 5a minus 3b minus c. And we go on to the next one. 21p plus 6q plus 9r. Well, the smallest thing there is the 9, but 9 doesn't go into any of the other things. So let's think of the other smaller things that go into 9. 3, in fact, is the only other thing apart from 1 that goes into 9, and 3 goes into the other things. So 3 goes into everything. I can take 3 outside the brackets. And then the question is 3 times what inside the brackets will give me 21p. 3 times 7 will give me 21. 3 times 7p will give me 21p. Next question. 3 times what inside the brackets will give me 6q. Well, 3 times 2 will give me 6. So 3 times 2q will give me 6q. Then the last question, 3 times what inside the brackets will give me 9r. So 3 times 3 will give me 9. 3 times 3r will give me 9r. So the factorisation is, typing it in as I speak, 3 times 7p plus 2q plus 3r. And we're on to the last one now, of this block at least, and of this video. 30s minus 30t plus 54u. Well, the smallest thing here is 30. 30 doesn't go into any of these numbers. What numbers go into 30? Could be 15. 15 doesn't go into 54. So smaller numbers that go into 30 could be 10. 10 doesn't go into 54. Getting a bit desperate now, actually, aren't we? It's 6. The biggest number that you can divide 30 and also 54 by is 6. So 6 times 5 would give you 30. 6 times 5s would give you 30s. Next term. Remembering this is a minus 30t. So 6 times what inside the brackets will give you minus 30t. Well, 6 times 5 will give you 30. 6 times minus 5 will give you minus 30. And 6 times minus 5t will give you minus 30t. And then the last question, or the last bit of this question, 6 times what inside the bracket will give you 54u. Well, 6 times 9 will give you 54. So 6 times 9u will give you 54u. So the factorisation is 6 brackets, typing it in as I speak, 5s minus 5t plus 9u. So having filled all of those in on iMaths, we now have the exciting bit where we mark it. 16 out of 16, very satisfied.